I'm Craig Samuelson. I'm a builder, I'm a follower of Jesus, and I've been at Black Rock for about 30 years. Well, you know, when I was 4 years old, my dad built our house, and I had fond memories of that. You know, both my grandfathers were very handy with tools and everything, and building things. And early on, my dad got this stationary jigsaw that I was so small to use, I had to stand on a stool. So from a time I was a little kid, I was always interested in building things. My grandfather was after my dad to rebuild his porch, and I had a summer job that fell through, so he said, why don't you go over and do that? I could run tools, but I had no idea about building or carpentry, so my dad stopped over at the beginning of every day and at the end of every day and walked me through what I had to do on that, and that's what got me started. After college, I started working for Roy Hallquist during school vacations and summers as I was a teacher. And Roy taught me lots of the skills that I use to this day. And I remember after one particular school vacation that I was working for Roy, after a week working, I ended up making as much for Roy in 1 week as I did for 2 weeks teaching. And now salaries have changed a lot in teaching since 1983, but so I decided I'd get into construction at that point. I don't advertise, I don't put ads in the paper. My business is 100% word of mouth since day one. And matter of fact, the very first people that I work for, I'm still doing work for them right now. I think the main thing is trust. You know, I've got a business that's built on trust, and people, you know, many times, I'll be in their houses when they're on vacation. We schedule work a lot of times when they're away. I've got a recipe box in my truck that's got loaded with keys, alarm codes, passwords. At the end of the day, it's basically, I trust my customers and they trust me. All of Scripture speaks to me. I've been a Christ follower for practically all my life. But the one that really sticks out as a builder to me is 2 Timothy 2:15. Where Paul is writing to Timothy, his young protege, and he says, do your best to present yourself to God as one approved, a worker that does not need to be ashamed, rightly handling the word of truth. Several years ago, a bunch of the guys that I knew in the trade would call me up just randomly and say, hey Sam, you know, we got this question about the Bible or about faith, and you know, we figured you should know the answer. So they called me up and we'd talk about it, to the point where I asked those guys if they'd want to put a Bible study together, and they come regularly, and we study the Bible together. And these are guys that were typically not guys of faith. So when you live your life in such a way that you're modeling what God has asked us to do, it just opens up conversations. It's amazing how that happens.